Okay, it is time to go over PSSA Power 55. So as we start, you are about to see something totally new called mean absolute deviation. Now, I abbreviate mean absolute deviation MAD. Mean absolute deviation because it is going to drive you mad. It is a big pain in the rear end to do, but when you get the hang of it, it is not difficult. Now, below I have the 3 steps that we're going to follow to do this. So step 1 says find the mean of the numbers. Now, you gotta, of course, remember how to find the mean of numbers. Remember, mean, you have to add all the numbers and divide by however many you add. So the first thing I do, if I add up 53, 56, 54, 50, and 52, they add up to 265. Then, because there's 5 numbers, I divide by 5, and I get my mean of 53. You should always write that mean down, because you're going to need to remember it in the next step. Now, in step 2, this is where it says you have to subtract each number from the mean. Now, remember the mean is 53. So each of these numbers we have to subtract with 53. So I start with the first one. 53 minus 53 is 0. And it's a good idea to write these numbers down. Then I do 56 minus 53 is 3. Then I do 54 minus 53 is 1. Then I do 53 minus 50 is 3. And last, I have to do 53 minus 52 to get 1. Notice there are no negative numbers, so it's kind of like the absolute value. Alright, so that's step 2, and I have step 2, those numbers written in blue. Now we get to step 3. Step 3 says find the mean of the numbers from step 2. So, now you have to add up those 5 blue numbers and then divide by 5. So if I add up 0 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1, they add up to 8. And now I have to do 8 divided by 5, and I get 1.6. So remember the steps. Find the mean, subtract each number from the mean, no negatives, find the mean of those numbers from step 2. Alright, we'll be doing that a lot, so you'll get the hang of it shortly, but it is a pain in the rear end, I know. Now let's go over to geometry. Find the area of the figure below. Use the formula sheet if needed. Now I'm going to make you do these steps, so you may as well do them from the beginning. So since it's a triangle, the formula for area of a triangle is A equals half BH. In other words, half times base times height. Now in step 2, I'm going to substitute. And I'm going to substitute the numbers in for the base and the height. So I have half times the base is 22 times the height is 3. So finally, step 3, all you have to do is multiply half times 22 times 3. You could type it in a calculator, or if you were doing it mental math, half of 22 is 11. 11 times 3 is 33. If you had it, give yourself a C. Alright. Next, unit price. You see the sign below at a store, 5 oranges for $7. What is the unit price? Now, to find a unit price, it's the price of one item, and in this case, 1 orange. So I'm going to start by writing my deal here as a fraction. Remember, when you do this, write it as money first on top. $7 for 5 oranges. Now, to figure out the unit price, you have to figure out the cost of 1 orange. To do that, I divide 5 by itself, and that will get me the 1 I need. But I have to divide 7 by 5. And if I do 7 divided by 5, I get 1.4. Now, since that has to be money, that's going to be $1.40. So that means 1 orange is $1.40. That is the unit price. All right, last one. Fractions, decimals, and percents. So it says Mark received 7 points out of 8 on a pop quiz. What was Mark's grade to the nearest percent? Now, you guys do this all the time, because when I grade your things, I write it as a fraction. So if he got 7 out of 8 points, to change that to a fraction, you divide and then move the decimal twice to the right. So 7 divided by 8 is 0.875. That's what comes up on your calculator. Now, to change it to a percent, you move your decimal twice to the right, once twice. Now, it would be 87.5%, but notice it says, what is Mark's grade to the nearest percent? So we have to round that. The 5 bumps the 7 up 2 and 8. So Mark has an 88%, which is C. All right, make sure you make all corrections. Leave yourself any notes that you need to. You can go back and look at any part of this video if there was something you were unclear on. Thanks, guys.